Hey everybody, hope you're having a great day. If you have more work to make up that you didn't get a chance to do yesterday, please make sure you do so and email me when you're done. Remember, if you want credit for work in the past, you have to email me. So once it's in Genesis, if you want points for it, you'll have to let us know what you made up. Please don't just send an email saying I made everything up. Just be specific with those things. Today we are going to move on to section 3.4, which is angles of similar triangles. So when two angles in one triangle are congruent to two angles in another triangle, the third angles are also congruent and the triangles are similar. So if you remember back to a previous section about similar triangles, triangles that were similar had the same angle measures. So if two triangles have the same exact angle measures, then those triangles are similar. So since we learned that all triangles have interior angles add up to 180, if the two triangles have two angles that are exactly the same, then the third angle has to be the same. Like for instance, if they didn't give you this 20 and instead they just said it was x, and they said this was y, and they didn't give you 20. Well, since we know that this is 95 and this is 65, and this is 95 and this is 65, and both triangles, the interior angles have to add up to 180, then x would equal y, meaning that all three angles would be the same, and the two triangles would be similar. So we can use this information to find missing angles and to see if triangles are indeed similar. Remember that this little one squiggly line means similar. So in this case, we're saying triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF. Also remember that similar doesn't mean that they're the same size. It just means they're the same shape. Okay, so not the same size, but the same shape. They don't have to be the same size. So if we look at this one here, it says tell whether the triangles are similar, explain. Alright, so this triangle has angle measure of 75 and 50, and this has an angle measure of 75 and 50. So if I'm trying to find out what x equals, I know that 75 plus 50 plus x has to equal 180. So if I went to solve this, I would have 125 plus x equals 180. And I would get x to equal 55. Now with this problem, I would have the same exact situation, except instead of x, I would have y. So 125 plus y equals 180. And y equals 55. So we didn't have to do this to know these two triangles are similar because we could have used the rule that they gave us, but I just want to mathematically prove that these two angles were exactly the same, x and y are the same, meaning that the three angles in each triangle are congruent, so the two triangles are similar. So this triangle and this triangle are similar. So yes, and the reason is all three angles are the same. Alright, are the same. Alright, so for this one, if we look at it, so we have 63x and 54, and 63, 63, and y. So in this case, we kind of have to do a little more work to see if they're equal to each other. So basically we're trying to see, is x 63 and is y 54? If x is 63 and y is 54, then they're similar. If not, then they're not similar because they have to have the same three angles. So since this is 54 and this is 63 and this has two 63-degree angles, x would have to be 63. So let's see if that's the case. So 54 plus 63 is 117 plus x has to equal 180. And so if you subtract 117 from both sides, you get x equals 63. Okay, so that means that this is 63, this is 63, this is 54. So what that means is that this, y is going to have to be 54 because of the same exact logic of why this had to be 63. 63 plus 63 plus y has to equal 180. So that would mean that 126 plus y equals 180. And if I subtract 126 from both sides, I would get 54. So that would mean that yes, all three angles are the same. All right, so for both these triangles, they're similar because all three angles are exactly the same. All right, so why don't you try these two? Okay, so try these two out, see if they are similar. Find the missing angles, make sure all three angles are the same. If they are, they're similar. If they're not, then they're not similar. So I want you to pause the screen and try them out. All right, for this one here, 28 plus 80 is 108. So we have 108 degrees so far. We need to get to 180. So what does x have to be? X has to be 72. So if I look at this right now, I already know these are not similar. The reason being is I have 28, 80, and 72. I have 28 and 71. I don't have 71 here at all. So that means that these are already not similar. I don't even have to find out what y is. So no, and the reason is all three angles are not the same. All three angles are not congruent. So that is why they are not similar. For this one here, I have 66 plus 90, which is 156, plus x equals 180. So that would mean x equals 24. So that means that this is 24. So I already have two angles that are the same, right? 24 and 90, 24 and 90. That means that the third angle has to be the same. According to what we did first, this angle has to be the same because we have two that are the same. So once you find out that two are the same, the third one has to be the same. So this would be yes, and the reason being is because all three angles are congruent, so the two triangles are similar. All right, guys, so if you have any questions, please write them on the Google Doc, and if you're all ready, try out the online textbook assignment for today. If you have any questions that you don't want to write on the doc or you want to ask in person, make sure you attend one of the open meets today. All right, have a great day.